Domestic animals often play a big role on the farm, from grazing crop residues and fertilizing soil to use as draft animals and controlling wildlife infiltration. However, any animal on the farm can also pose a risk to produce safety. That's because many animals can carry human pathogens, such as E. coli and Salmonella. These pathogens are typically spread by the introduction of feces to the fields or interactions between wildlife and domestic animals. While it's best to completely exclude domestic animals from the field, that's not always a good option. In this video, we'll take a closer look at the ways you can help avoid contamination of your farm and keep your produce safe. Your livestock and working animals are a huge part of your farm's daily operations, but there are several precautions you should take to mitigate the risk of contamination. The first is to extend the period of time between grazing activities and planting crops. Next, create standard operating procedures on how to deal with animal fecal matter safely. Ensure control over areas that animals can and cannot enter. Keep animals away from sources of agricultural water, such as irrigation water and water used for post-harvest activities. And finally, do not allow working animals in the field as harvest is approaching. Our pets may hold a special place in our hearts, but like other animals, they carry the ability to spread pathogens and contaminate produce. If possible, exclude all pets from produce fields. Ensure pets do not have access to packing facilities in other areas where harvest or post-harvest activities are occurring. When expecting visitors to the farm, let guests know their pets need to be left at home. If you have a multi-use farm that raises animals and grows produce, your produce may be at greater risk for contamination. Keep animal areas away from produce growing areas. These areas should not be adjacent to one another. Pay attention to the normal direction of the wind and water runoff, as these factors can spread manure into the fields and inadvertently contaminate produce. Create buffer zones around produce growing areas. It is very important that your workers are aware of the risk of cross-contamination during and after working with animals and are well trained in the following areas. Always replace contaminated boots, clothing, or gloves before returning to growing areas. Dedicate footwear for animal or manure handling activities. Wash hands properly with soap and water after handling animals or their feces before working with produce. Ensure workers understand and follow SOPs that have been put into place. Produce safety begins on the farm. By taking these steps, you can deliver the healthiest produce to consumers and prevent foodborne illness from occurring. For more information, visit foodsafety.wsu.edu.